and we are going to talk to you about the difference between bisexuality and pansexuality.
So I'm Pan.
And I'm bi.
And I used to be bi.
And I used to be pan.
So
yeah. So technically, bisexuality is defined as attraction to people of the same gender as yourself and people of different gender. It's often conceived of incorrectly as being attracted to people of either gender, which is inaccurate because, as you probably know, there are not just two genders.
I used to identify as bi because I thought of it more like I felt different sexual attractions to different genders, so I thought the bi part of it was good for showing that differentiation.
Yeah, on the other hand, pansexuality is often defined as being attracted to people regardless of their gender, which is something that I don't really feel. I feel like I am attracted to people differently depending on their gender, and that was part of my decision to switch to identifying as bi again.
Yeah, and I kind of found out myself that I wasn't feeling attraction so much based on gender, just as attraction based more on the individual, and then the gender didn't really make too much of a difference, so
I also identified for a little while just as queer because I felt like my sexuality didn't fall in any category that I could think of. It was fairly specific, and I just thought that a broader term would be more helpful, so if that fits you better, that's also totally an option. The biggest problem that I had when I was identifying as pansexual was that every time I came out to someone, I had to be prepared to talk to them about what that meant and about non-binary genders. And sometimes that was great, and I got to educate people, and I think that was really fabulous in some cases, but sometimes I was just not up to it, and I didn't want to talk about it. And so I guess when I got tired of that, that is partly when I started identifying as bi.
I had a difficulty on the flip side when I identified as bisexual, because people would kind of say, oh, you don't believe that there's a gender spectrum, you only believe in two genders? How ignorant. Which isn't what it meant to me at all, and so I found that to be kind of a struggle, just because people kind of took this old definition of it that wasn't what it meant to me. Another challenge that bisexuals and pansexuals face is the topic of erasure from media, and in terms of discussions, people kind of gloss over it and don't really consider it a valid option in a lot of discussions.
Yeah, and people just assume if they, for example, know who you're dating, that the person that you're dating at that time defines your sexuality. So if I'm dating a woman, people would think I'm gay, and if I'm dating a guy, people think I'm straight, which is just not how it works.
Yeah, I guess another issue that pansexuals might face is that the assumption that being pan means you're attracted to all people. Every single person in the world is up for grabs, which is not accurate.
No.
It just opens the pool of applicants.
Yeah. I'm pretty picky, to be honest.
Me too. Yeah. So.
The moral of the story is pick a label that fits you and makes you feel comfortable, or don't pick one at all if you don't want to, and pretty much if you feel good with it, it's what you should be identifying as.
Yeah, and don't stress out about it too much. It's only helpful as much as it helps you. Talking is good.
Thanks.
As I totally fail to communicate.